What's up? So I was going to fill some Kongs for Max and Mika, and I thought I would film a quick little video about what we've been doing lately to help Max. He's got issues. He's over here, so I'm looking at him. He's very interested in me because I have the things I usually have food and fun things are about to happen. So he came out of a very high kill shelter in the middle of nowhere, Florida, and he's 8 years old. So he had that going against him in the high kill shelter. So the rescue group actually pulled him and decided that they could definitely find somewhere for him to go. And we found him in a big old tent in the PetSmart parking lot. We went in for poop bags and I came out with an overweight elderly Chihuahua. And so he's got some very stereotypical Chihuahua problems. He used to be very overweight. He was 13 pounds and now he's about 9.5 pounds. So we're pretty excited, happy for him there. He does have isolation anxiety. So separation anxiety is when a dog is super fearful or upset when they are separated from their person or their people or their other animal companion. Isolation anxiety just means they're afraid of being alone. So Max imprinted on me really fast. That's probably why I immediately took him out of the shelter without giving it a second thought, or the rescue group. He rolled over on his back in his kennel and he sort of cried when I walked away, and I was like, well, crap, now I have to get this dog. But he would have cried for anyone is actually what would have happened. So he, the first time you meet him, he is not pleased that you were in his environment, but if you try to leave, he will howl like you are murdering him. And I will actually put a clip in right here, editing Sarah, put it right here. This is what it sounds like when you leave the house and you don't give him a distraction. It's not good. And he will do that for about 12 minutes, 15 minutes, and then he'll sort of calm down. He'll stop doing that, but he'll still be anxious. So let me show you Max real fast though. Max, do you want to make an appearance? Come here, buddy. Look how little he is now. He does not weigh 13 pounds. You're not Fat Max F-A-T, you're Fat Max P-H-A-T, right? Oh, are these all of your favorite things? Yeah, okay. So what we learned is that we kind of need to distract him when we leave and give him something to occupy his mind for those first 12 minutes while we're gone. And then if you can sort of occupy him during that most critical time, he actually won't freak out at all. And this works, it works with 100% accuracy in Florida. Now that we've moved, it only works with like 80% accuracy. The move set him back a little. But enough about Max and who he is and what he's like. Let me show you what we've got going on. So we feed them meals now out of Kongs. These are size medium. So we have the medium ones, and then we have these little tiny baby ones. These are actually just regular smalls. And so we feed all of their meals out of these. And then actually the amount of kibble it takes to fill this and one of these is 1 meal. So what we do is we just fill these with kibble. So we fill these up to the brim, and then, oh, you won't be able to see this. I'm just gonna run some water straight through the Kong. It has a hole in the other end too, so it'll just drain out. But what it's gonna do is it's gonna cause the food to sort of expand and get soft. Our dogs are older, so the softness actually really helps them. And then you put it in the freezer, and so it'll freeze solid. So that kind of seems like an oxymoron, like they need soft food, but I'm gonna put it in the freezer. Once the food warms up, it gets crumbly again. So it doesn't require the strength of their teeth to crush it. It's not like I'm asking them to eat an ice cube. It's the fact that like as they lick it and play with it, it warms up and the food falls out. So if I know that we're going out for dinner, or I know that we're gonna need to run errands or something, I will sort of like plan their meals around that. And then the little baby ones are awesome to use just anytime when I know I have to leave, if I have to go run errands, go to the grocery store, go to work. The little ones help me get out the door. But Max has other problems than just isolation anxiety. He also is a compulsive foot licker. He actually has a lot of compulsions, and I didn't know this before we got Max, but dogs can actually have obsessive compulsive disorder. And so he in moments when he's unoccupied or if he's stressed, he kind of reverts to these compulsive behaviors that he cannot stop even if they're causing him physical pain. So he'll lick his feet raw, he will chew his feet until they're kind of gross. So this may seem counterintuitive, but what we do is we try to channel that energy into something else. So these have been awesome. These are by JW Pets. They're called their Holee-Rollers. Oh my god, they're so funny. I'll link all of the things I talk about in the description below. There'll be Amazon links. This was a gamble, but it actually worked out really well. So what we do with these is we have these cut up strips of felt, just plain crafters felt, and we use them as sort of like a thing that they can pull out and shred and that kind of thing. You would think that this would lead to more destructive behaviors because you're like giving them a license to do the thing that you've probably yelled at them a lot not to do, but they haven't been more destructive. So it's not like they are destroying their toys more frequently, finding more paper to shred or anything like that. In fact, it helps him a lot. He licks his feet a whole lot less now that we deploy these once a day. He doesn't lick the couch anymore at all, actually. And I've kind of convinced him to start like chewing on more nylabones and things like that for self-soothing instead of his feet. So it's actually been really helpful just introducing this other activity that he can do during the day. So what I do is I usually fold these in half, and these balls, I don't know if you'll be able to see this. Focus. The little hexagon holes in these balls are of varying sizes. So what I do is try to plug the biggest ones. You can definitely adjust this to whatever suits your pet. Mika just gets mad that I'm making her work for something, so I make hers a lot easier, but Max really likes the challenge, so I make his really difficult. So what you can do is you can put more, like fewer or less of these little strips in here. You can also, so I fold them in half and then put them in, and then sometimes if I'm feeling like really ambitious, I will curl them back and put them in other holes. So now he's kind of gotta like tug at both loops to get it out. But then as you start putting the felt in, you just start dropping these little treats in. I've done this with kibble before too, and they still really enjoy it because food is not free range here. They don't free feed, that there's not just a bowl of food lying out. So they're still pretty motivated by that too, but I figure like 3.5 calories, why not? Max's. It is leveled up because I have shoved a lot of stuff in here. There are about 4 treats in here. So now I will do Mika's. So hers is a little easier than Max's because it'll be easier. These are the larger holes and she'll have something to tug on a little more than Max will. I also went ahead and shoved some more strips into Max's because he really needs a challenge. He's a work in progress, and I'll definitely keep you guys posted. But these are the things that we're using now, and they seem to be really effective, so I wanted to share them with everybody else. And if I don't give these to them soon, they're gonna lose their minds.